Hey everybody, BeyondDrewTV here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Thornton Hills Zoo here in Planet Zoo. So yeah, it's been a few days away from the channel making videos and stuff there, and basically it's because I've been nasty sick. So yeah, I was in no shape to do any sort of videos. I didn't really have, excuse me, the energy to really do videos. My voice was gone. So yeah, I had plans of doing some fun stuff and all that after the Carlson Tree Farm build, which if you haven't watched that already, do be sure to go check out that, I think it's only 3 videos. Yeah, it's only 3 video mini-series of a small little tree farm build for the holiday season that I did. But yeah, after that, I just was, I was zonked out and done. But yeah, finally starting to feel better here. I loaded myself with a bunch of medicine before I did this as well. So hopefully with the combination of me kind of feeling better and being loaded up on some awesome medicine, hopefully we can have a nice little fun video today. So yeah, today's video is going to be a something a little bit different for Thornton Hills Zoo. We haven't done this yet, but I thought it'd be a good time to. But we're going to do a little zoo tour here. We're going to go ahead and walk through what is kind of left and what is around for Thornton Hills Zoo. I shouldn't say what's left, but it's just kind of a mess right now. The entranceway is being redone, as you all know, from about a month ago now. I need to get around that. But yeah, I need to redo the entranceway. There's some areas that I've taken out where I want to put some like houses and stuff, and just hope we'll go through it all and kind of explain what's going on. But yeah, I still thought that we would start over here, looking at our little flamingo area, but start where the former entrance was. And speaking of houses and everything and kind of future plans, yeah, this is where our past classic architecture kind of entrance was, and now this is kind of what we're looking at right now. But my plan right now, and it's probably going to all change, but my plan right now is to put some sort of house at the end of this little area right here. So we'll still have this path kind of wrap around right here, and then maybe have like a big house sitting right here. So I say that might change because if you don't know, and I hinted at it in the last episode, and I guess we'll get this news out of the way now, Mr. Mike Sheets, who is famous in the Planet Zoo community for his garden rescue series and he has his own series building his own botanical gardens and everything. He's been in Daily Designer Zoo and a whole bunch of other people. So I mean, I'm sure you've seen Mr. Mike Sheets around building in everyone else's zoo and building his amazing zoo himself, or his amazing botanical gardens himself. But yeah, he has gone ahead and taken the park, the zoo, off my hands there for the next few weeks. So yeah, I got in contact with him a little bit ago and he agreed to. So yeah, he is going to do some fun stuff. He kind of showed me and talked to me about what he was wanting to do, and yeah, it's going to change the landscape of the zoo vastly and greatly. So I'm really excited for that. And yeah, the next episode of Thornton Hills Zoo will probably be looking at what he is doing or has done with the zoo there. So, and if you've watched his his garden rescues before, I know with Ruby's zoo that he literally took her zoo and demolished the whole thing and built a new one. So I don't think he's going to do that with this zoo, because we're a little bit farther along than Ruby was with. I'm not even going to try and pronounce Ruby Zoo because it was like nope. Anyways, it was some crazy name. But yeah, I don't think he's going to do that with our zoo or anything like that with this zoo here, because we're a little bit farther along than she was with hers. But yeah, just you know, that's the kind of scope that he can build on. If you're not familiar with Mike's kind of work there, that's the kind of scope that he can do. Is he'll literally take out an entire area of a zoo and say, nope, that's stupid, I'm gonna do this. So, and it's usually for the better. But so anyways, excited to see what he comes up with there. And yeah, let's go ahead and continue the little tour here. We'll go this way, which I thought this was kind of I mean, it's not funny, but it's kind of funny to see the protesters. For some reason, I know a lot of people have this. I have protesters around certain habitats, even though I have animal welfare turned off and all the animal welfare is like 100% for everything. I still get protesters that come through. I think other people are having this too. So I'm sure it's going to get patched out after everyone gets back from the holidays at Frontier. But it's really funny that for some reason these people are protesting the flamingos. There we go, I can speak. The medicine's taking effect. But they're facing our bear habitat, or our old look at a bear cage or bear pit, basically, right? Remember this? So yeah, this is one of the first things that we did here, kind of looking at the you know, the plan, the zoo's history, you know, and not all zoos histories are you know, very good. So we kind of wanted to not put it in the limelight, but it is back here kind of, I guess you'd say, abandoned and yeah, just kind of out of sight there. But I thought it was kind of interesting that the protesters were just outside of this, yeah, kind of protesting it and stuff. So, but yeah, here's a look at our old bear pit there that is obviously no longer in use. So there is that. And if we come down this way, here's our two old classical towers that were probably part of the zoo near the kind of beginning area. Maybe it was an old entranceway to the zoo and stuff like that. And as the zoo has kind of evolved and changed over time, these have just kind of become two little monumental pieces rather than an entranceway. So I gotta take a drink. 1 second. All right, that's probably gonna be a common thing. My voice or my throat is going dry really, really quickly. So here's one of our first, I guess you'd say, houses, and maybe the only house. No, we have two. This might be one of two houses in the zoo, and that's why I'm going to kind of harp on that a lot, is the house thing, because we don't have nearly as many as I really would like to at this point. We have a lot of outdoor habitats only, and I want to switch that up. I want to get some more kind of houses going. But yeah, this is just not even based off anything. I can't even remember what this was based off of or anything, but I think it just was a one-off build that I did. And inside we have our green iguana. I don't really do interiors, so if this is your first time hanging out, hi, how you doing? Welcome. But I don't really do interiors just because they are fun to do, and in the right circumstance, you can do them. But for me, adding in all this detail to the interior to only see it like one time doesn't make sense, because eventually the zoo is going to start to slow down because of piece count. So I can't afford all the pieces inside of, you know, a building that we're only going to look inside of once, kind of thing. So but certain things we're going to do interiors for, like the chimpanzee house and other things, but yeah, we're going to keep it kind of limited. So by coming around this way, we have our some of our first habitats for our hooved animals down here. So we have all of our camels. We have a nice selection of camel here. It sounds like I'm at a grocery store. We have a nice selection of camel here. But yeah, no, we have a good amount of camels here. I think we've had, I turned on breeding for just a little bit, so we do have some newcomers to the, I don't know if they go in herds or what, but yeah, there are some of them that are new there. And then we have right next to them, our okapi, which I had a lot of suggestions for this habitat when we first opened it, to add in a lot more trees, because the okapi don't really, or they're kind of a more private kind of animal there. So yeah, we definitely added in a whole bunch more trees for them over time to kind of get some more privacy. But here's an overhead look of these two pens here. Now this was kind of modeled after the Brookfield Zoo and somewhat the Houston Zoo as well. They both have these sort of just kind of pen systems where they're kind of back to back. So I wanted to put that in our zoo, thought it would kind of fit the aesthetic and everything that this zoo is going for. And then right next to it, we also have these tapirs who love to swim. They are always swimming. Like, I swear, they're always in the pool whenever I come over here. But yeah, this is a little bit more barren of these pens. They're not as gussied up as some of the other attractions of the other habitats and stuff like that. And even as you can see on the left here, we have an abandoned one. And yeah, that's just because the zoo that we're building here is kind of a zoo in transition between a kind of an older zoo and a more modern zoo. So these pens and habitats and these enclosures here are a little bit outdated for the most part, and they'd be getting a kind of an overhaul in the coming years. But we're kind of playing it, you know, like the zoo is in 2019, so they haven't quite gotten around to enhancing these pens yet, so they're still a little bit out of date, I guess you'd say. But you know, that's just part of the zoo history there. So on the other side of the path here, we're kind of skipping over. Let's see here, where's our bug house? There it is. We have our creepy crawly stuff bug house there. Creepy things. That's what it is. Our creepy things bug house. And again, it's just similar to the green iguana house there, where we have the small exhibits in here and they are full of the bugs and stuff like that. But we're not really doing interiors for them at this point. So there you go. But here's a look at so I'm using my Xbox controller today because I realized in past videos I kind of look back that there's a lot of clicking and keyboard noises. So I'm trying the Xbox controller and I'm getting used to it. So sorry if it's all jerky. But yeah, this is a simple little building. Again, I think I took this from the Brookfield Zoo, and it was just so simple and got the point across and everything. So I'm just kind of recreated that. So there you go. So yeah, let's make our way down this way, and some more history and lore, I guess you'd say, with our staff building back here, which is kind of tucked away. Back here would be, yeah, with the history and lore, this is kind of just an older zoo building that may have been used for something else. Maybe it was, who knows, like an old veterinary station, or, you know, it could have housed a quarantine station that housed animals for a little bit, but now it's just been kind of transitioned and converted into just a general staff building overall. So that is that, and done a little bit of work off camera for some backstage stuff, kind of starting to fill in. You can see kind of putting in some backstage little one-offs and stuff like that, little trash cans and all that, but kind of filling in the gaps as we go along, because as I do expand, I kind of leave some open areas, so I have to kind of come back and fill in gaps and all that fun stuff. So, and then as we come over here, we have a little food area. And this kind of shows off the zoo in flux, or zoo in transition, pretty well, where we have this kind of newer, modern building right here. That's a coffee house, and then right next to it is this, really classical, older architecture kind of building here. And it just kind of shows again how the zoo's kind of going between the two kind of styles, or the two time periods, and kind of transitioning there. So. Okay, and then right behind this little food court area, or food area, you have a big open area. And this has been open and kind of just left for a little bit now. And I've been kind of toying with the idea of putting a house here, and I think that's what we're going to do. I'm not going to do it in between while Mike has the park, but yeah, I think when he gives it back, depending on the state of this area and the state of the zoo in general, I think I want to put a rather large house here of some sort. So depending, what do y'all think we should put there? What kind of ideas do you have? What kind of animals, or kind of just general theme and stuff like that, should we go ahead and put there? Because I think that'd be a perfect area to kind of, again, put in a pretty large and significant indoor house there. So there is the idea there. And then as we come up over this way, we start to come into our North American section. We're actually going to cut across because there's some new stuff in the North American section, but I don't want to show it off yet. Got to save the new stuff for last, right? So there you go. And then, so here's the entrance to our North American section. As we come over here, was it the North American Passage? Yeah, the North American Passage. So this is the most quote-unquote modern area, I guess you'd say, of the zoo, where it's been, ooh, my computer's thinking about something, chugging along, but it's been kind of retrofitted, or not retrofitted, kind of redone the most. There's some habitats in here that are kind of older, but some of them, for the most part, a lot of them have been redone and re-gussied up for modern times and everything, so they're kind of the most fleshed out as far as the habitats go. But yeah, here's your little main area, I guess you'd say. You have your little, this is just a bathroom over to the right hand side, but yeah, just a lot of themed up buildings, so this kind of Western, older North American kind of feel to it and stuff like, not really Western, I guess I should say, more Northwoods, right? So really lush Northwoods kind of area there. And here's our dock where you get some amazing views of the, and this is really awesome looking now that it's starting to get all fleshed out across the way and everything. But yeah, you get some awesome views of our boats whenever they pass by, and our boat dockyard and everything. And this is a great area to watch when it is evening here. I'll get there it is. Boom. Money. But yeah, you get a great afternoon sunset shots there. So there we go there. And as we back out and go this way, we have our second of two houses in the zoo, and it's literally small animals. Probably get a better name than that, but I think it's two small North American animals. Yeah, we have our snake, our sneaky snake, and ooh, heck, what do we have in here? Tarantula? Yeah, the Mexican red knee tarantula. So those are the two North American small exhibit animals that I've put in there for now. Some people said that we can maybe expand on this and put some more animals in there, and I do agree. I think we can definitely do that. So we'll look into expanding our North American small animal collection in the future, definitely. So, and as we come down this way, and I love how this all turned out. This is kind of like a happy accident kind of thing, how the trees overhang and just really engulf you. It goes from this really open plaza almost area to really engulfing you into the forest, I feel. And that's just kind of like just a happy accident of kind of adding in, the trees and everything, and it kind of turned out. More protesters protesting animals that have perfect welfare, gotta love it. Gotta love it. But yeah, here's our Timberwolves. So here's our Timberwolf habitat. And our pack, our litter, is up to, what are we up to now? Let's see, back it up. What can I click on? Boop. There we go. Let's see, what do we have? 9. We have 9 animals, really. Nice. So yeah, the pack, the litter is up to 9, and I think that's where it's staying for now. But yeah, they have a nice pack here. And I love that with the recent update, that the wolves and other pack animals actually act like an actual pack, I guess you should say, so they're not constantly like fighting when one of the puppies grows up or anything like that. Speaking of puppies, come on, look at this. Look at this. Get out of here. That is just ridiculous cuteness. Ridiculous cuteness. Holy heck. And then poops. Perfect. And then where's a waterfall? And then I have a waterfall over here. Yes! Alright, I had a waterfall, puppies, and poop. Man, this was the best Planet Zoo video ever, right? Right. So there you go. But yeah, there's our first look at our wolf habitat. We'll get another look at our wolf habitat from a lot of different views. We have a really good viewing of the wolf habitat around. But first, wanted to show off the boat dock here just a little bit more in detail. So not too many people in line right now, but here's our simple little overhang for the, or queue cover for the boat dock. Compliments of Mr. Domas for his Fizz Whiz vending machine there. Adds all the, just that extra little touch of realism there. So awesome. So let's head down this way and we'll get a better look at the wolf habitat as well. So here's the entrance into the wolf's den. Come down this way, see if anyone's sleeping. Yep, there they are. So there's your look at the wolf's den here. Now this is an area where I would consider this an interior, and I did kind of start. I noticed this the last time I was in the game. I kind of started to do the interior work here with theming up some of the TVs and stuff like that, but kind of stopped. But yeah, this is an interior that I will do. Oh, we got floaters. We got some floaters. Come on, buddy. Use your legs. Oh, good man. Good leg usage. But yeah, I will come in here and kind of redo it and gussy up the interior a lot more, because I think this is a small enough interior and it's a little bit more exposed that you would kind of want to do it up there. So yeah, get some great look at the wolves in their den here. So this is amazing. I would sit in here forever if this was an actual zoo. I'd sit in here forever and watch these wolves. I love the timber wolves. So let's go ahead and back out here, take a left down the path. This is where I wanted the landscape to kind of start to transition from a strict kind of North American look to it, to kind of starting to get some more prairie look, because I wanted to kind of combine a lot of different North American sections or biomes and stuff like that. So yeah, on the right hand side you get some more views of the habitat here. The wolves don't come over here nearly as much. Oh god, don't drown my wolf, please stop, thank you. Jeez, the wolves don't come over here nearly as much, even though I've put like a lot of things over here to kind of entice them to come over. They just they don't really use it that much, but you still get some interesting and different views over here of the wolf habitat. And then as you're coming around this way, we'll first take a right towards our grizzly bear habitat. Why isn't anyone wanting to come see the grizzly bear? What the heck? What the heck? But this is the most sparse area of the zoo. But yeah, this is our grizzly bear area, grizzly bear habitat, with our one female, I think. Yeah, female grizzly bear. So same thing as kind of like the wolf habitat here, where you can come in through this way and get a nice kind of den view whenever the bear is. Oh, and it's right there. That's perfect. It's like I planned it almost. Like, yeah, I didn't. But yeah, whenever the bear is sleeping, oh god, kind of come in here and get a good, nice look of it. Yeah. And then you can kind of take the stairs up this way, or not stairs, ramps up this way. I try to keep everything ramps, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I try and consciously keep everything either ramps, or if I do use stairs, I try and make it have an elevator access of some sort, just so that guests of all mobilities can access the zoo at all times and stuff like that. I always try and keep that in mind when I'm building. But yeah, it brings you up to this nice little viewing platform, and this is another area where I think I could come back through and add some TVs and just some other little themed up elements for the interior in here. So yeah, you get some really great views of the polar bear. We'll get to that. Of the grizzly bear habitat here, and kind of get a pulled back version of it so you can see it fully, because it is a rather large habitat. And you don't always see the bear from the guest views, and I think as we expand the zoo out, especially on the back side here, we might add some more guest views, because I did realize that you don't always get the best views, but you do get some, for the most part, the best, or the good views that you would need to get. So, but yeah, here is the grizzly bear. Oh god, don't eat I thought he was going to go eat the keeper. Oh, that got scary. So, but there's the grizzly bear habitat. Then down this way is a lot of unfinished stuff. Yes, a lot of unfinished. All right, let's go ahead and zoom over this way towards our prairie area. So here's our entranceway into the Great Plains. kind of idea, and it's a really small section. It's really just this kind of small area right here. I guess you could kind of tie it in with the bison and pronghorn habitat, but that's across the river and stuff. So I kind of consider the Great Plains just this kind of area, and it mainly is represented by the kind of plants and everything that are in the area. So as we come up over this way, the island is still not done, as you can see. That is, I'm still gonna hold off until Mike brings the park back, and then I'm gonna finish up the island there. So, but yeah, as you can see, here is the look at our ginormous kind of plains habitat here with our bison and pronghorn, and you just kind of get the best views because you get this little like almost boardwalk that kind of hovers above the habitat that kind of looks out over everything. So you have that, and also have this structure here that good, everyone's kind of using it. It's always nice when you build it and I still haven't put the wall back. I even mentioned it in an episode that I don't have a wall here. See, there's a lot of really fun unfinished stuff all around the zoo. A lot of small things, but you still get a lot of great views of the bison and pronghorn in their habitat here. So there is that. Just now realizing this video is going a long time for a zoo that's not even halfway done. This is a long tour. So there is a look at the huge plains habitat, and we're heading our way over this way to a lot of the newer stuff, and I'm just going to quickly cover that just because we had a video on a lot of the newer stuff just like a week ago there. So, but yeah, as you turn around this way, if I can get the controls right, there we go. Yeah, here's a lot of the new stuff that was added last week, and that is the polar bear habitat just ahead. The polar bear habitat and the education center. So we'll go over to the education center real quick because there is something new I did with the polar bear habitat. You might have seen it the corner right there, but this was recommended, I think, by either Pond Shrimp or Sue. I think it was Pond Shrimp on the Bro Nation. But yeah, she recommended that we change the rocks in the polar bear habitat to kind of a straight snow kind of thing too, and then you see that a lot in zoos with the polar bear habitats, that they'll have just straight snow kind of rocks and everything like that. So we went ahead and permanently changed that there, so that turned out a lot better, I believe. And yeah, speaking of interiors for the third time, I think this is another one where we can come through and do some interior work just because there's a lot of glass and you can kind of see through it. But yeah, this is another area that I need to come back and finish, but I just keep finding something else to do, another habitat to build, and I just kind of keep it kind of 50-50 finish kind of thing because I want to come back through here. I think we could put like a restaurant over here because I don't have any restaurants really in the North American area, so I got to come back through and add at least a few restaurants. So I think this is a perfect plot of land right here to go ahead and add in a restaurant in future episodes, so be on the lookout for that. And yeah, as we kind of make our way forward here, here is the second main viewing area of our polar bear, and everyone's using this area probably because of the new animal that's on the other side there. But yeah, you get great views of the polar bear whenever it chooses to come out. A lot of the times it goes back into its holding area just to kind of get in the shade because there's not much shade in the general area, and that was done again kind of purposely for this polar bear habitat because it was not one of the newer habitats overall that were built in the zoo, and so I was basing it off of a lot of real life zoos that you see, and a lot of them unfortunately don't have a lot of shade cover, so I kind of stuck to my realism there with that. So, but moving on to the next habitat and some new stuff there. I hinted at this last time, and a lot of you got it. Some of you appreciated my dry humor. I appreciate that. But yeah, here's the newest animals, which is going to be our Dall sheep habitat. So there is a look at our Dall sheep habitat, and it's funny because literally, there it goes. It's funny because I was just watching as I was getting ready to record this video. I just saw that Mass Bandit has uploaded a video about his Dall sheep habitat. So yeah, it's funny because mine it doesn't look exactly like his, but I think they all kind of have the same kind of beats to them a little bit. I kind of differentiated mine a little bit more, I guess, with the trenches. I think he might have had trenches, but not like concrete. But anyways, it's just these kind of habitats are going to kind of have the same kind of beats, just look a little bit different in the design aspect. But anyways, here's the overall look of our Dall sheep habitat. Wanted to really get that, the rocks and the cliff faces kind of thing really tied in as much as I can. And really surprised at how, and I know Mass mentioned this in his video, and I fully agree. I'm really surprised at how non-lenient the Dall sheep are in as far as being able to climb rocks and stuff. Like this right here, I had this as steps basically, and I had to kind of really smooth it all out because they're not able to jump, even though if you look up well, I'm not going to get too much in a big rant of it. But yeah, I was kind of surprised. I thought that they would be a little bit more lenient than other animals to kind of go on rocks and up steep edges and stuff. I guess to an extent on the terrain, they can go up really steep sides, but the actual rocks that you place there are a little bit less lenient. Like this right here, they can climb up this, and this is pretty steep right here. But yeah, the actual rock part is what I'm getting at. So anyways, but here's here's an overall look here of the Dall sheep habitat. I know it looks a little bit small in comparison to other habitats, but it's actually I think it's almost twice, or at least a lot bigger than their recommended requirements are. And a lot of the reason for that is I always do this with the backstage little building to kind of keep their stress down. If they would like to, they can. Oh God, I have trees sticking out. Lol. Okay, I'll fix that. But I always give them this option to kind of come back into these almost backstagey kind of areas to kind of just hang out. And this adds to their kind of traversable area as well. So same thing with the polar bear. On the other side, he also has an area where he can kind of go back and hang out by himself if you'd like to. So there is that. And there's one more thing as well that I added with this, and I talked about it last time. By yourself. But I added in this. I dug a hole right in the middle of the two areas. So now we have some kind of just better viewing, I guess. I was gonna say underwater at first, but it's not underwater for the polar bear. It's at the direct level. So on the right side, you have the polar bear, and whenever it takes to swim, you get amazing views of it swimming and stuff like that. And then on the left hand side, you get the Dall sheep whenever they come in here and sleep in their little cave. Now I will admit I didn't look too much into if Dall sheep like sleep in caves. Part of me feels like they probably don't sleep in caves or anything like this, and they probably just sleep on the side of mountains getting blasted by cold winter air all the time. But that's what I kind of chose to do for this one here. So, but yeah, I like how this kind of turned out with the getting both exhibits on both sides, some viewing areas for that. But is that it? No, there's one more thing. Good Lord. We're at like a half hour, I bet, so far. It's one of the longer videos I've done on the channel. I usually keep my videos like 10 to 15 minutes-ish, but yeah, we can do that. Here's the last thing. It's literally just backstage. Backstage! And yeah, no, I love doing backstage stuff, and I'm gonna plan on doing a lot more of it here. And big thanks to again Mr. Domez for creating these awesome assets here, the dumpsters, the big kind of spotlight towers and stuff like that. And yeah, no, this is just a little backstage area for our North American section. Oh, and the air ducts. These are huge, so definitely really great resources there. So, but that is it for the tour. If you've made it this far, holy heck, I appreciate you. You've listened to me ramble, sometimes incoherently and drony, because I've been the medicine I'm on is definitely taking effect. But yeah, here's a look at our kind of scattered zoo. It's definitely kind of scattered all around. I'm having to kind of keep the camera in a little bit of a weird place, but it's definitely kind of scattered around. But you can see where, after Mike gets it and kind of does what he's going to do with the zoo, that'll kind of tie some of the middle areas together, I'm thinking. And yeah, no, it'll start to all come together there. But you can see the groundwork is laid out and is there for us. So, but yeah, before I start making less sense than I already am and ramble on even more, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. But hey, thanks so much everyone for hanging out. And if you've kind of been a fan or a follower of Thornton Hills Zoo all the way up until this point, I appreciate you so much for watching the series and everything. And yeah, the future of Thornton Hills Zoo is gonna be fun and bright and everything. So yeah, hey, I'm gonna get out of here. But y'all have a good one, and I hope you all have a great new year there, and stay safe and everything, and yeah, have a good one. Thanks so much.